Brando, how were your Magic Round bets on the weekend? Did you get any winners?
Look, I took the doggies to win, Steve-O, but I took them in a multi, which didn't hit. But my almighty Bulldogs won again, nonetheless. Top of the table stuff, especially after a big loss from you boys last week, the humbling Broncos defeat. So, look, lost bet, but team at the top of the table. So, no complaints from my end.
It was one of those bets. It was the game this round that you knew the Bulldogs were going to win, only because they were so happy to have the loss. They analysed where their issues were, where their faults were, that the Broncos were able to open up, and they acted on it. And you saw it this week at Magic Round. They killed the Titans, well and good. On the topic of killings, this man, Nathan Cleary, absolutely decimated my lovely, beautiful Broncos, hottest pack in the team. As soon as that try happened, I knew it was over for the boys.
Yeah, what's the go? It's like they're doing a bit of a FIFO week on, week off sort of setup.
I said last week they are bipolar, but I think this was a case of PTSD. They're still rattled from that 2023 loss, and it was evident on the weekend. This Panthers team hasn't been able to beat anyone. They're the bottom of the table, and they were able to beat the Broncos, who I think now are sitting at around 5th. Wasn't good, but
might be the humble pie they needed, like the Bulldogs ate for dinner last week. So, look, if you're going to chuck a bet on the Bronx this week, Steve-O, where are you going to do it?
You're going to do it on Neds. The best, the only Neds.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Welcome back to the NI Sports Podcast. I'm joined by my creative superstar, administrative legend, Brandon Barnes. Welcome back.
Hey, brother.
Episode
Welcome back.
120.
Thanks for the complos.
No worries. You'll see that Best It Never Was, Good for Nothing, Useless CUNT is missing at the moment.
MIA, I think they call it.
MIA,
missing in action.
he's gone AWOL, annual without leave, as the abbreviation for that one.
Nice.
Yeah, so look, we'll see if he rocks up, but at the stage we've just had to get going without him.
Show goes on.
Show goes on as always. Now, how was the weekend?
For me, bro, what did I get up to? Look, nothing overly exciting. Bit of Capra's got a good little win against...
down in Brizzy?
No, at home.
Oh, at home, Graham.
Yeah,
we need to go
Brizzy
to home,
Tigers, yeah.
Yeah, yep.
The weather was pretty dismal, and yeah, the crowd wasn't the best because of the weather, and obviously Magic Round, which we'll get to down in Brizzy, and then the Archer, which is a big race event in Rocky, one of the richest regional race in Australia, I believe. So it's a pretty big race day here in the hometown of Rock Vegas. So yeah, I think a few got drawn to that, even though it was on the next day.
Yeah.
But then Monday public holiday, beautiful. Still got what felt like a normal full weekend, even though I worked on Saturday, bro.
Yeah.
But no, it was pretty good all round. What about you?
Yeah, no, look, not much. Just in sort of, I laid a bit of turf for Scotty on Saturday. Sunday was just a bit of a at-home day, get a few things done, spend some time with the missus. And then Monday, intern and I went down to Emu Park with a few people, played pretty good, had a few laughs. It was actually pretty great. The Archer completely bypassed me this year. I don't know.
There he is.
Oh,
Hey,
here
doggy.
he is, like Jesus on the third day, resurrected.
What's going on?
How are you, MIA?
My ass is burning.
2012, Paper Planes.
It's MIA.
Yeah.
Ate some chili cabana today.
Which servo?
Nah, it's like this primo ship from like Noosa. It's like fucking $15 for 2 cabanas, bro.
True.
Yeah, but it's prime. Chili. They do a chili one. They do a chili cheese one.
Prime in, prime out.
Are they looking to sponsor a pod or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to get the brand, but yeah, it's fucking nice, bro. Pop it in the air fryer, 5 minutes, comes out all crispy.
Yeah, right.
I
Sounds
went
unreal.
to a thing last week where a guy actually air fried some chili cabana, and it was unreal.
Yeah, bro, it's fucking primo.
So is it like a beef jerky type?
No, it's like, like fucking eat cabana.
You know those big
like-
sausages you have in
But
dips?
it's like when you fry it, like what sort of texture is it?
No, it's just crisp. I don't
Just
know,
crisp. It's like almost like a bacon.
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
like a thick
Yeah,
bacon
right.
Yeah.
sort of type
Thick
thing.
bacon.
Soft in the middle,
Yeah.
crunchy on the outside.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give the air fryer that.
But holy hell, my asshole's burning.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
Are you a big spice guy?
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah, spicier the better for
Massive.
me. Yeah.
Bro, one of our cabbie drivers, he's Terry. Shout out Terry if you're watching or listening, brother. Hope you're doing well out in the mines. But yeah, fucking he imported Carolina Reaper seeds, so it's like that's the second
the hottest.
Yeah, well, the lad that invented the Carolina Reaper, he's got a new species. It's called Pepper X.
Pepper X.
Yeah.
Wow, it just sounds spicy.
Yeah. But Terry gave us all these Carolina Reapers, and we chopped one up and put it in some salsa and had like Doritos and salsa.
What, you only got to have the tiniest amount.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't as bad as what I thought, but we only put like
Yeah. It was diluted almost.
yeah, but it was still hot.
Yeah.
But
I
I like
swear
that.
I've seen the Snapchat videos of you trying the Carolina Reaper with
Yeah,
Swan and
Yeah,
you
when we were in the kitchen. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how
yeah.
it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
But it was hot. Like I was going, whew, but like it wasn't like fucking. I'm going. Like,
Yeah, give me the milk.
Yeah,
give me the milk.
Yeah.
I don't care what spice you give me. It is not as bad as some of the heartburn I get after eating some foods, which is obviously when your stomach acid comes up your esophagus and burns the
Yeah, nice
insides.
science.
Yeah, nice science. So any spice for me, I'm like, yeah, I could do it. There's a good, I think I've talked about it before, but there's Susie's Asian Delights over in the university.
Yeah.
She does a real good spiced fried chicken. And it is unbelievable. Like, it's hot. Like, if
What do you have it with something or just sort of
no,
by
just on its
itself?
own. Yeah, and it's
right.
full coated in like chili peppers and stuff.
Wow.
You have some of that. It's like one of those ones where your nose starts running straight away, and if
Yes.
you cough, you know when you cough, almost like when you it enhances the
Yeah.
It's like when you cough this fucking chili.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like starts burning even more, sort of thing. So you got to make sure you just
right.
keep downing.
Yeah, it's
Otherwise
weird. Eating
That
spice
is-
is weird, eh?
that is
Like
weird.
you eat it and it like makes you
It
keep
relieves the
eating.
burn.
Yeah,
and
or
then
you just keep
the
eating
longer you
faster.
stop, the more
Yeah.
it burns.
Yeah.
Me and Zimmy always have that little joke about eating the flaming hot Doritos. It's like you just got to keep eating them.
Pump
but then
them.
at the end, you're like, holy fuck. Yeah.
What did I miss?
We'll just Steve was doing a little nod to the
Well,
Archer.
we decided to
Oh, yeah.
discuss the weekend because we know that you can never comment on yours. So we just thought we'd get that out the way.
No
The
comment.
Archer race day, I felt like it sort of went by me. I don't know if it was marketed right or what, but like I was talking to some.
Did any of you go?
No,
we
I
didn't go,
didn't
yeah.
even know it was on till like the day before.
Chloe's family went.
Yeah.
Well, Kano was texting me and saying he
So,
went.
yeah,
he
the-
said it was pretty pumping, but
Yeah,
the
it could have been,
feedback was like, the corporate and members, because Chloe just worked there the last few years, just like little cashy.
Had a little funny story about Chloe.
Yeah, you can tell that. I
Yeah.
sort of heard. And then there's all like the pre-sold marquee. I think there was 2 of them where you get so many drinks and food or unlimited whatever. And supposedly those areas and upstairs were busy. The GA was sort of so.
Yeah.
Like wasn't that busy. So
Yeah, which always seems to be the case at the moment. The
Yeah.
GA is never really pumping.
yeah. I remember what was that last one we went to?
Yeah,
Was that
Rocky Cup.
Yeah.
It's like everyone was just in the members.
Members, bro.
and no
GA
one
was
outside.
dead.
Yeah.
There was 50 people outside.
Literally.
Yeah.
But we did
Our
have
race
pretty...
is dead.
I don't know. Well, Neds tell us no.
Yeah.
Neds tell us that racing is full steam ahead.
Yeah.
But the event of going to the races, maybe.
Yeah, but down in like Sydney and Melbourne, it's just fucking off its head still.
Yeah.
And we're in
Maybe
a weird,
just
we're in a
regionally.
weird spot because if you go to the Alpha races, the Theodore races, the Thangul races, the fucking dingo races. Dingo races gets 5,000 people.
Yeah,
right.
it's next
It
level.
funds the whole race club for the whole year off one day.
Yeah.
So it's almost like this bell curve of like. But it's like a reverse bell curve. It's like if you're a fucking city centre over here, you get all these people.
It's a U curve.
It's the new curve. It's the inverted curve. And if you're
It's
like
a
a
UFO
Rocky
curve.
in the middle, you get like no people because you're between Rocky and regional.
Yeah.
And then the more regional you are, like Alpha's got a
The bigger
population
the-
of like 130. And they have like a 10,000 big race day
next
once
level,
per year. And it's unreal.
Yeah.
Everyone goes to it. We've been to it
And
many
that'd
times.
fund the whole council chambers for the year.
Literally, yeah.
Funds the police.
I heard some figures get thrown around a little while ago how
Yeah.
much they
Bro,
make off the
they were
bar
next level,
alone.
yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Well, bro, to put it in perspective, like a 2,000 person event usually does about 150,000 on the bar. Like at an event, like $10 a drink or $12 a
Interesting.
drink or whatever.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that you guys break stuff down like that, but that is
Well,
interesting. It's like how we do in the
that-
building game. You know, it's 1,000 square meters per renovation, that sort of thing.
Well,
Like-
I did have a living and still do in that area, Jack. Much to everyone's dismay or disbelief, I actually do have a career.
I know.
And it
Yeah.
is in festivals and events. So,
Yeah. When was the last one?
fuck, what was the last one?
22.
Probably SoCal, yeah, 22.
Yeah, still living off the royalties of that.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that
Yeah.
might be the case. It's a good game to get into, which
Yeah.
we have discussed many times on this pod.
Yeah.
Actually, while we're on that, Kendrick Lamar,
Yeah.
spilt milk.
Yeah.
Next year, that's big.
I've
It's
just got
pretty
a
good.
feeling he's going to... As soon as I seen that, I had a feeling
I know
like he's just going
everyone's
to
saying
cancel.
that, but
Nah.
bro, he's done Splendor.
He's done it before.
He's done Blues Fest.
Yeah, and
Which
he's
is
done
so-
spilt milk
so
before. I
random.
swear back in like before Mad City. I swear he's done spilt milk way
I don't
back
think
when.
it's been going that long, has it?
Oh, maybe, but the
Or you
year we
thinking
went
Grooven?
to... the year... Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Grooven.
Yeah.
Nah, spilt milk's definitely been around.
Split milk.
Split milk.
Mummy's milk.
Mummy milk. Me milk.
Yeah, I don't know. It actually, that would somewhat revitalise, I think, the scene and give people a bit of confidence if all those acts come and stay. You know
I
what
don't,
mean?
I don't know what it was. As soon as I just seen that flyer, that was literally the first thing that popped in my head. For whatever reason, I didn't go, oh, that's sick. I was just like,
It's because there's a universal law
They
that
do it all the time.
one
But
Australian
what?
festival per year has a massive American rapper headliner pull out.
yeah, but why did that instantly just pop in my head? You know, it was almost like a mentalism fucking thing.
No, it's because of what I just said.
Yeah, but yeah, I've never thought
think just
that
the
before.
record
I've never
shows-
thought about that before.
I think the record just shows that that's fucking what happens.
Yeah.
Let
That's
the
what it is.
record
It's
show.
propaganda.
I see the government or New South Wales government are now trying to prop up festivals, giving them like $250K or whatever
Wow.
per festi to try get international acts to
Let's start a festival.
to reinvent the festival scene, 'cause now they're all like closing up
Dying.
shop,
Yeah.
selling the Splendor grounds.
Yeah.
Haven't
35
heard
milli.
Haven't heard any more on that, but
No, so the only other thing I've heard that apparently Blues Fest, which I thought was run by the people that run Splendor,
yeah,
but
I
it's
thought it
not.
was.
The Blues Fest people own that parkland, the Byron Bay Parklands, and they're the ones that sold it for 35 million. It wasn't the council. That's just all I've
So
heard.
they have sold. I thought they were trying to sell it.
No, I believe they have sold it. Yeah, for 35 million for redevelopment. But
Yeah.
What about young Marta fucking doing Logan Paul's?
WWE.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we're not getting him for 5K anymore, brother.
no, mate, I don't think
And
we are.
That's another ball you drop.
Don't
bro.
you
don't,
dare.
Don't
No,
blame
no,
anyone
dare.
else.
No.
Go, I've got an eye for talent, and I'm the fucking man.
I do have an eye for
But
talent.
didn't take any action,
Yeah,
Steve.
you've got an eye for talent, but you also have the fucking follow-up of a wet
And
towel.
you're also the best that never was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the story lives on, boys. And
tell you
sometimes
what.
the story's better than the actual result, you know?
You will never have children because you've got no follow-through. I am sure of it.
I'll never have children because I pull out.
Yeah.
and I wear protection.
You know what? I don't even think if you up them, you'd have any children.
Up them.
Yeah, you'd
Well, up and into them.
up and into them. You've got no
Fuck it.
follow-through.
Well, up the guts.
Yeah, you've got no follow-through. You'd never have children that way. You'd have to get IVF.
Boys, welcome back to Nice Sports episode 120.
Bro, we've already welcomed them
we've
back.
run through all
Brought to you
that.
by Neds.
Yeah.
We've already welcomed them back, bro.
We are putting the ad out. If anyone wants to buy Steve's share, it's 33% of the
Yeah, we're
Nice.
auctioning it
Yeah,
off.
auction it
We're
off.
auctioning it off at next year's Archer.
Yeah.
At the Calcutta. It's the
Calcutta.
opening to the Calcutta for
Yeah.
next year's
How
2026
much would
Archer.
our company be valued at?
Well, if you
Millions.
just take a look at this room, not
Yeah.
much.
But how do you value a company? Your sales?
EBITDA, isn't
Yeah,
it?
there's an
There's a
equation.
formula.
Yeah, there's an
Yeah.
equation.
It's like, equity, something to
Something
sales.
something before tax,
Anyway,
after tax.
Look
something
up the formula. Look
Yeah.
up the formula.
Anyways.
It ain't much. That's for sure.
Yeah, and let's not value it on that. Let's value it on the potential.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the name.
And the name. The name's big.
Yeah, the name actually. See, I still get IP to the name.
How's the trademark?
You can sell my podcast shares, but
How's the trademark coming along?
yeah, still got to
We'll beat
follow
him
that
to
up.
it,
Less to come on that.
Yeah.
Guts are still playing
Yeah.
up. Oh, chronic.
That's all right, bro. You can go home if you want.
Yeah, me and Brando got this.
Yeah. But Steve-O, Magic Round on the weekend, eh? Bit of wizardry from your part, I will say. Hats off to Jackie Boy.
Why
One of my
didn't-
favourite reels we've done thus far.
Yeah.
Why didn't you back Nikora in your Magic multi? You back Stone Street.
Book of Eli.
True.
Yeah. Don't have two legs in the same multi.
So
Yeah.
but you just put a single bet on Nikora, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
so that-
still just, I don't know, I just had a bad juju about it all.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like,
Yeah, but trying to be greedy and double dip.
Yeah.
yeah, literally. Who did you had someone different to me in the Sharks. Or you put Britain in.
No, I put.
Yeah, you put Britain Nikora in. Yeah.
Because it was just fate, bro. It was
Yeah.
like you fucking putting it to the gambling gods. Bulls, one fucking.
It was so fucking
one
good.
foul swoop. One fell swoop.
Yeah, one Muggles.
Right, and it-
one
yeah.
Muggles, one
Yeah,
fucking
one
Bulls.
one Nimbus 3000 douche, one Guardian Leviosa boss, and it just like stuck
like
in
the
your
golden
head.
snitch.
like-
It just
And was it facing like the camera as well?
yeah,
Like the-
yeah,
the-
perfect. Like I grabbed
Yeah.
it with the back to me.
Yeah, and then he was
and that's
like-
how I could read it. Like
And
so,
then he
I
was
like,
like,
Britain
"I'm a
Nikora.
mug blood."
Yeah.
Fuck,
blood
it
on
was
the
actually
weekend.
harder than it looked because I genuine had a couple goes and like.
And then we gave Chloe
And then-
a go because I thought it's just
And then I was
Brandon.
like, well, let's give Chloe a go. Filmed it. I'm like, let's just see if I'm like not a full like retard doing this.
Yeah.
Anyway, she couldn't get it, but
Yeah,
it was,
right.
it was harder than it looked. Like
And you're flailing your arms around like you're
Flailing,
at
I
a,
know, trying to
like you're
patch
at
it
a
on me back
fest.
and shit. Like
Like you're at a
trying
festy
to like
cunt.
drop it, like spin it, like yeah. And I think because the first one Chloe threw, sort of they all stuck together and Steve-O
Yeah.
just attacked it.
just plucked
Attack-
it out of thin
attack
air.
the hive.
Whereas the way I wanted her to throw them, which is how she's doing mine, where you throw them up and they're all like, and you've got to grab it.
You
Anyway,
got a Neo the Matrix shit.
Yeah.
I think I've just, I think I've just
Matrix
lost.
again last week.
Did ya? Wow, I'm not gonna. I'm not.
Well, after I saw that video, I think I sent it to you, that like it's a biblical retelling of the story of Jesus Christ. I was like, wait, what? Because I've been reading the Bible, I was like, I'm going to fucking go back and
This
watch.
guy reading the
I'm
Bible.
like, I'm going
eh?
to go back and rewatch the
Deactivate
fucking,
Instagram, read the Bible.
I'm going to go back and rewatch The Matrix. And I was like, holy shit, how did I, like, because I probably didn't know the story of Jesus, that's why I couldn't see it, but it is the story of Jesus through and through.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know what's so funny is like the only time that, the only way I found that out was Neil deGrasse Tyson doing an interview with Lawrence Fishburne, who's Morpheus in The Matrix, for those following
what a
at
name
home.
too, Morpheus.
Which also is leading into a whole other thing of namology and whatnot. But Neil deGrasse Tyson, the most famous atheist there is apart from Richard Dawkins, famed atheist.
Dorko.
His favourite movie is The Matrix,
Yeah.
which is a retelling of Christianity.
Yeah,
Which is
right.
just so crazy to
Yeah,
me. That,
ironic.
like, his favourite movie as an atheist is the story of Jesus Christ, which
Yeah.
is just, crazy. Anyway, yes, Magic Round this
Magic
year.
Round.
You're a wizard.
I started off, I'm a wizard, Neo, Matrix, let's go, stopping bullets, bang.
Morpheus.
Came off,
Biblical retelling.
biblical retelling, and it was, when he went over, I was absolutely ecstatic. Bit low for a back rower, $2.70, but like still A win's a win.
I just knew it was going to come off
I had
for
a good
some
feeling,
reason.
yeah.
And
We
that's-
should have started that off as our 100 to 10K.
Yeah, we should have. Yeah, we should.
But it was
I've now know how to read the templates, the tablets. Sorry, the hieroglyphs. And I
Yeah.
know how to get the stats that we've been getting
Yeah, okay.
without AI.
Okay.
So you found them.
Yes,
Nice.
it took me a lot of work
Nice.
with a bit of help from NRL Odd Stats.
Indiana Jack
So
and
is
the
it like a
Raiders of the
website?
Lost Ark.
Yes,
Is it like a website or?
it is.
But it's
But
on the
you've got-
dark web.
It's
to
a dark
find it.
web. It's
Silk
basic.
Road.
It's like a maze. It's this website, and you go, oh yeah, there's stuff here. But I've been on it for the last 3 weeks, and then on
Sherlock Holmes again.
once I checked with NRL Odd Stats that I was on the right path,
Were you messaging him?
I messaged him, and I said, just curious, could you tell us where you get this stuff from?
Did he?
Stuff being stats, not Steve's stuff. And he's like, I use this website. So then straight away I knew I was on the right path. And then
but
once
he
I
didn't say the website.
He did say the website.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. And then so I was like, right, well, I need to delve deeper. And then it wasn't until we did research on the player pump for Hammer and Tedesco, I found deep in the depths of this website.
Like how to actually work
Yeah.
In the
Yes.
chamber of secrets.
I found the Chamber
Really?
of Secrets.
Secrets,
Yes.
yeah.
Fuck.
Big weekend for Jackie Stevens in regards to
Indiana
Wizardry.
Jack.
Indiana Jack.
Yeah.
Galactic
He's
Jack.
upgraded from Galactic to Indiana.
I'm Indiana Jack now.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so there will be guys.
Jack.
There will be a lot more coming.
Jack Holmes.
Thursday nights.
That's a whole segment in itself, bro.
Correct. So Thursday nights, because the team list would have come out by Tuesdays now, I can go through and find the stats. And this isn't a great example, but this is the sort of stat I found on the weekend. In the last 5 matchups between the Bulldogs and the Titans, the number 5 scored 10 times.
Who's up, Montoya or?
So number 5 was Montoya.
Kiraz? Oh yeah.
But he didn't score. But what I'm trying to say is that there's those. I found out
That would have been good. That probably was paying maybe two something.
it's 210, I think it
Yeah.
was, and I put a fair bit on it responsibly. But didn't come off. But we are now able to find those sort of stats.
Right.
Yes.
Like that's one that would have looked hot and heavy.
Yes.
In a 2-leg multi.
Correct. Yeah. Like although it didn't come off, we're finding the stats now. Yeah.
So what you're saying is every 4 weeks we're going to be generating $10,000 worth of income.
Hopefully.
Hopefully,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Or we've got a better chance of doing it now.
We've got a way better chance.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Because then it's like previously we've cherry picked out of a possible already cherry picked list.
Correct.
From
But
a
now
third
we're going
party.
straight to the source.
Yeah.
Now we're
And
going to
saying-
the cherry tree.
Yeah.
We're going to the cherry tree.
Yeah. We've planted the tree and we're just picking at our
Yeah.
discretion.
We're inspecting and we're going, oh, mate was missing all these cherries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He only walked to the front of the tree.
Yeah.
You're
There's,
looking around the back.
there's
Yeah.
a cherry thief.
There's a cherry thief, or the cherry thief is hiding the best cherries for himself.
Yeah.
He's just giving us the dud cherries going,
Yes.
these are the best from the tree.
Yeah. We're getting Woolies cherries, you
Now
know,
we're
where the
getting-
farmer, he's got a
Yeah.
box of cherries in his fucking fridge, man.
Now we're getting Bronson Jerry's, brother. Let's
Yeah.
go.
We're on the Bronson cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So,
I love
anyway-
that. I love that for you, Steve-O. Thank you for
No, I
putting your mind to work.
put a lot, I
the
tried.
master wizard you are.
Thank you.
Dumbledore Jack.
And to think you were going to give this podcast up at the back end of last year.
I did. Yes, I was ready. Twice I have since coming on.
Yeah,
once
right.
when the channel got deleted, and then once when we come back from the new year, and I went, "Fuck this! I'm done. I'm fucking done with this podcast."
Oh, well.
No, we all got reinvigorated. We all sort of come to our senses. It's a bit like going back to school, Like
Yeah,
you sort of
true.
say, "Oh, fuck this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
And,
back.
there's nothing worse than your first day back, double maths, like in the morning.
There
can't.
was a few of them
Eight
because
in
I
the
had double maths on a Monday.
Monday can't, yeah. That's what I had too.
Yeah. Oh.
First fucking day back
And then,
in.
bro, I'm pretty sure
Fuck this shit.
that schedule had double maths on Friday afternoon. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right.
We'll
We'll make a
that's
few
what
calls,
I had.
tomorrow. Just
Oh,
to
yeah.
see
I'll be
if-
ringing Miss Norford and I'll be like, hey, do you remember when we
What
had
was your little fucking card
Yeah.
called? Like your time card or your
Yeah, I know. It was like
your period.
periodic table. Yeah, that was all.
But
the,
it was
Yeah, it was
cool.
just like your classes.
Yeah.
But it was called something.
It
Like,
was called something.
You know
I
how,
didn't
like
have to
in
make some
English,
calls.
like you've got palm cards with your speech on it. Like
Yeah.
this was called something.
That was one of my greatest achievements ever in high school. Was English. One of the ones we had to do a monologue of a scene. Anyway, I hadn't done it, which was pretty common for me back in the day. And I was just going to do we had to have someone beside us who was off camera because they filmed the monologue, and they would basically follow your lines, and if you got lost, you'd say line, and they'd give you the line.
Line.
And
I've
I
heard that
just
a few times.
This is a sort of foreshadowing for my ability to podcast. I went up to Mrs. Moore, who was the JDT teacher's wife, who was English head of English, and said to her, "Hey, I haven't done this assignment at all. I'm just gonna fucking
Run it.
And she's like, "Don't do that." She's like, "Just type something up, just so you can like show them." And then she's like, and then just run it. It doesn't even have to make sense, the thing you type, but just have something there and then just run the gist of it. She's like, it'll be way worse if you just run it. And I was just like, yeah, righto. I think I even just copy-pasted something and was like, yep, here's this. Just completely ran off script. I remember I could see in the corner of my eyes the English teacher's going,
Yeah.
and then my guy who was doing the line, shout out Cal Chisholm, he was doing the lines. And
He was doing the lines.
He's doing the lines.
yeah.
He's looking at me going,
He's on the lines.
He's on the lines. He's fucking looking at me like this, going, "Where the fuck am I following?" Because I went full off script.
But what was it? What were you getting judged on?
Your ability to like retell this scene of like a movie, but like do your own spin on it.
Yeah, right.
And so I just fully on the spot made this thing up, and ended up getting a B- for it. And I was like, "Fuck yes!" I was absolutely. Over
You were
the moon with
destined
that.
for the
I was
podcast
destined
game.
for the podcast
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Very nice.
But yes, Magic Round. What do we all think?
Yeah.
Few upsets.
Yeah, a few upsets,
There's
man.
been some upsets
Upsets
this
are
year,
right.
man.
Skit to come, which you will see in the next week or so. But yeah, if you tip more than 3, you don't get rugby league.
You don't
it's
get
one of
rugby
those
league.
sort of rounds, and it's just fucking hard. And it does make for an exciting product as a fan because you truly,
just genuinely don't
anyone
know.
can beat anyone. I feel like this year is the most evenly matched I've seen it in a long time. Where 1 week Bronx are humming, the next they're shit, the next after that they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pump the doggies and then they get 30 put on them by the cunts coming last.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
so
literally.
it's just you can't really pick it. Storm lost to Raiders,
Yeah.
you really can't pick it. But I thought all in all, I caught a fair few of the games. It was a
And if you went off the
pretty good
stats
card.
on the Storm Raiders, last 2 times they met up, the Raiders scored a total of 8 points, and Storm had scored a total of like 76 points. So
Holy.
that game was fully looking towards
So your
the
little
Storm.
website there would have had that wrong.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Throw that cherry out.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, I'm half thinking about maybe doing like a few little $10 bets on the underdogs for the next
Yes,
round,
yeah.
just to see what happens, because I'm doing that
Just
opposite.
some singies or
Just
single bets.
singy bets, head-to-head bets, and
Surely you'd be in front if you did that every round this year.
Yep.
Bet the underdog.
Yep.
Surely you'd be in the green.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to be.
Like fucking.
I might even go into that, get on Betfair and. Sorry, can we beep that? Get on and have a look at those odds that were for the game and just do a little calculation and just see how much you would be up compared to betting the favourite. Because we're only 9 rounds in. I could probably do that tomorrow and bet
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Might do that
Well,
just as a little.
fucking AI could.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Call up-
Jamie could probably pull
Jamie,
that
Call
up.
up Alan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alan.
Alan?
Alan.
Yeah, no, it was all in all, bro.
Hey,
It was a pretty good round. Yes, obviously, as we said, started well by your ATS Nicker bet. Like, fuck, it never looked like not missing. I just had a good feeling, bro. I
Yeah.
don't know what it was. I don't know if it was Hogwarts humming to me or.
Yeah.
How did you Gone in 60 seconds multis go?
I got 2 legs up, didn't get the third leg, which was a bit of a shame. How did yours go, mate?
Mine,
didn't
no.
see
I had
yours.
doggies to win, critter to score, and unders. It went overs, and Critter, he got like fucking 3 try assists. He could have scored one of them, but
I was probably when I
One
saw
out of
you
3
do that,
legs.
I was going to tell you to do the overs just because.
well, I just didn't think Titans had many points in them, and they ended up
But
scoring.
they always do score
Yeah.
points. Like they're just
No
a-
David Fafita, he's playing Q Cup.
That
Yeah.
is fucking embarrassing,
yeah,
man.
something's going on there.
What the fuck?
You know what's crazy? If he's still playing Q Cup in a bit over a week's time, he'll be playing in Rocky.
You're
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, because the Capras are
He's
versing
for
the
the
Jets.
Jets.
Yeah,
Oh, he probably will be.
yeah.
Would he just go like, I'm not going up there?
Oh.
I don't know.
But
Can't you
like
do
that
it?
If you're allowed.
Yeah, you do what you're told.
I
I
know,
guess,
yeah, but that would look bad. Eh?
Yeah.
Like even though you're David Fafita, if
Well,
you're
and then if you're trying to get out of a club and you're going to prospective clubs and that's your attitude, like,
yeah, they are big on attitude. At
I
the
don't
moment.
go where I don't want to go.
He needs
sort
an
of.
attitude adjustment.
Yeah, can't send him the beef capital. Sort him out. Wouldn't want to tackle the bastard though.
No.
Fuck no.
Now we're on the topic of players not performing well, getting dropped from teams, attitude problems. What is going on with Dom Young?
Oh, bro, I was just about to say that. What the
Did
fuck?
just from the overall view of the season,
Wasn't he scoring tries and shit at the start of the season?
There's more to the story.
it has to be.
Has
because
to be, bro.
The
That's
spin was trying to say, oh, he hasn't been playing well this year. And I was like, he seemed to be playing pretty well from what I saw.
from what I remember too, which isn't much, but
No, but also, look, I imagine they're paying him a pretty hefty penny.
yeah, well, he'd be
What was
on.
he? He's on like a 4-year deal or something, bro.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make any sense.
He played well last year, I thought. Did
Yeah.
you guys think?
Yeah,
100%.
fuck yeah, he shredded last
He
year.
was shredding.
He was doing those like where his body's doing a backflip.
He was doing the
Yeah.
Xavier Coates and he was flipping over.
He's trying to catch
anti-gravity.
cards getting
Yeah,
thrown
yeah.
down there. He's
These
trying
little scorpion fucking tries over the sideline.
the Scorpion King.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a great try from the weekend at Magic Round. I can't remember. Someone flicked it back in and then it did went through pretty much every player in the side. Oh, fuck, that's going to do my head in. But what I'm trying to say is he hasn't been playing bad form.
Yeah.
But the Roosters have said,
Catch
"Fines,
it, cuz.
catch your cars." Now,
It's like a Taylor May. Like how
Come
they,
on,
we got
cuz.
Terrell May.
Tyrrell
Okay,
May.
Tyrrell May.
Who's absolutely killing
Who's
it
now
at the,
shredding.
looks like Payne Haas at the Tigers.
Literally at the Tigers. You then got Brandon Smith. They've told him basically as soon as your knee's good, bruz, off to the fucking
Someone's
Rabbitohs.
just like fucking all their girlfriends, I think.
Imagine if it's
Or
Uncle
their
Nick.
boyfriends.
Yeah, what if it's Uncle Nick?
Or their they-thems.
Or they're thems. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Robbo just fucking.
Could be. I heard he does like to wine and dine at 69. He's a bit of an
Really?
underrated wine and dine at 69.
Really?
Him and Uncle Nick. Wow.
Hey, Freeman.
Taking them to Black Hyde at the Treasury Bay.
And it's the
I
girls.
went there the other week.
It's the
It was
girls
good.
screaming, roasters, roasters, roasters.
Like that. Oh, no, let's not get into that. Up the wires. Yeah, so... Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on there.
No, I'm not too sure. Hey, I'm not too sure. I guess we'll have a probably Buzzley Rothfield update, no doubt. He'll be saying,
Yeah.
right.
I wonder if he owns any.
Nothing ever come out about the whole
Tyrrell.
May shit, eh?
It was
Sort of
so
classic
sus.
Roosters. Go
Yeah.
down to Cyrus Persian closing down rug sale. Lift it up, straight under, put it back down, walk out
Went
like
out to
nothing
Long
had
Reach,
happened.
shaved a fucking merino sheep and pulled the wool over the whole eyes of everyone and went,
Yep.
nothing to see here.
Yep, nothing more to come. in
They
the
got
media.
merino wool out in Long Reach.
Mate.
Wow.
Yeah, they got merino wool out there.
Owen Wilson and Brizzy. Wow.
Wow, yeah. Wow.
What's to go with that new movie?
Oh, man,
Which one, sorry?
Owen Wilson, he's in Brizzy. Is he recording a new movie?
Oh, I didn't know
I'm pretty
that.
sure, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, a few people snapped him on the weekend at Magic.
True.
Yeah.
Good
Wow.
God bless him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Another little interesting point here about the Roosters. Tedesco's absolutely shredding like him in his prime when really he's on the back end of his career. Dill Edwards and the Panthers, I know he's been injured, not going so great. You've
No.
got new coach
Tedesco.
for Origin.
Tedesco.
Like, is it Laurie Daly,
Laurie
right?
Daly, yep.
And I think he half sucks him off.
Yeah, fucking oath he
Like,
does.
I'm pretty sure he gives good blowies and shit. And Tedesco's like, wouldn't mind a little
How do you
sucky,
half
sucky.
suck someone off?
Bit of
is-
teeth.
Like you,
Or is
no,
that
like
you just
you're only
sucking
giving
them?
half effort, I think.
Yeah.
Or you're just sucking them to not completion? So you've
Yeah,
only
I
done
guess
that.
so.
well, I think
Yeah.
your heart's not in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Like,
you're only-
yeah,
But
there's
then that
penis
would
in
be
mouth,
like
but it's-
rape.
No, what I'm trying to say is there's penis in mouth, but it's not like sucking them off. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like,
It's just a quick little,
kiss.
under the table at school sort of shit. Anyway,
Everyone was legal.
Laurie Daly half sucking off Teddy.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he gets the Origin call up?
Absolutely.
Which would be a
He's
great
the pick.
redemption story.
He's the pick.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to know what happened last year that he was in bad form, because everyone just assumed end of his career, right? This happens to everyone. Father Time, as the best that never was loves to say, is undefeated.
And I think just his form last year was sort of fading a little bit, and Dill Edwards obviously in the at the time 3 in a row Panthers, go on to be 4 in a row Panthers. So it was just like the passing of the baton in that team, in the Origin team. But yeah, I think if you go purely off form, he's been playing really well. Dill Edwards, he's been out with injury, hasn't come back great. Team isn't winning. Yeah, why wouldn't you?
I would go Tedesco.
Yeah.
I would go Tedesco.
New coach,
new coach.
Yeah.
I don't know if I give him the captaincy. I don't know.
Fittler probably would look silly if he was coaching again and then went back. It's like going back to the ex scenario we always bring up.
After everyone was like, happy he's broke up and blah, blah.
Yeah.
Maybe she was the one for you. We don't
I can't
know.
see why they wouldn't do it, bro. Like, yeah.
Yeah, not with Dill. Not with the way Dill's playing. Like,
And if you're Laurie Daly, who do you put in the halves? I know this isn't on the notes.
Luai Moses.
Yeah. But then you watch Cleary do that on the weekend. Nah.
Only way he was able to do that was because it was against the Broncos.
I guess it's the Origin winning formula, right?
Yeah.
What about that try he scored? Where they were doing the fucking...
we're not gonna discuss this.
Why?
It's the skip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
Yeah, well, Origin's coming up, boys, I think. Origin camp. You're right, bro. You got to bounce. Go hang your ass over the balcony.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, man. Holy.
Should have brought a few
I have to
emergency.
shit in the corner. Fucking wash it off.
Should have brought a few emergency rolls to keep us going. Boys, did you catch the absolute robbery on Sunday night? Last game of Magic Round. Storm, in my humble opinion, non-biased opinion, robbed by the refs against the Raiders. It was 20-18, the final score. What did you make of it, if you've seen it?
I didn't see them taking back the field goal, but I did see the Trent Liero fucking high shot 20 out.
See, that one was 50-50. I can live with that. You got to go.
Oh, bro.
But just... Is it that Cabana thing or whatever?
Yeah, don't give me any of that.
Just go see if he can bring a roll back.
Where am I going to shit?
Just go.
Harry. Cross the road.
Get out of here, you terrorist. Go see the Balla Boys.
Oh, he's locked in.
What's the bet he doesn't make it?
Yeah.
I don't think he makes it. Lexi, what do you reckon? You don't reckon
He's probably not even running jocks in those trackies.
Nah, no way.
Is that a shadow or is that the back of his head, man?
Bro.
That is disgusting.
Look, he did one episode over there. I wish we could turn the camera
I know,
around.
you can see
Black
it.
mark. He does a couple of...
It's just a grog seeping out of his brain.
It is just the black aura that surrounds him, you know.
Yeah,
I'd love to take him to some sort of psychic and be like, what's his read? And they go, he's beyond help.
Yeah, dark cloud. But Stevo, I thought the Magic Round as a whole, after all we spoke of last week about them, Abdo saying, look, bit of overreach, that was never the rule. It's sort of just gone too far. We're now bringing it back into alignment. If the ref didn't see it and the bunker does, unless it's intentional or really dangerous or, you know, all those adjectives he rattled off, it's going to be play on. And I thought they'd done a pretty sound job of that over the round until this last game. And yeah, the play before, I thought there was a bit of, hustle and bustle in the thing, and it's nothing too crazy. And
he was trying to play the ball.
he was trying to get a quick play the ball.
This is why I don't understand why fucking context doesn't come into it. Like, it's in the end stages of a battle. There is going to be testosterone flying with these fucking monsters.
They both
of
want
men.
the win so badly. Yeah.
So look, you just separate them and say, boys, no more.
Yeah.
But then they just do that shit, and I just go, what the fuck is going on? What is going on?
And it was after the fact. They've kicked the field goal. They're sort of celebrating. He didn't blow it. Like, he didn't blow the thing over, sort of, because they're all going, oh, God, fucking, what's this, that? And then,
I can't wrap my head around, right, how all of us seem to instantly agree this is how we would have handled it.
Yeah.
You ask 100 people, 97 of them out of 100 are going to answer the exact same as you, and you've got these guys who are they've got the reps. They've done all, this is their career.
They get weekly review of games. They're training.
All the way through
everything.
junior footy to senior footy to Q Cup to NSW Cup into NRL. Into NRL. And then, like, they've all played big matches. I just don't understand what is happening. What's going on? What are they hearing in the background that is contradictory to how they are meant to ref the game, how we've all seen the game refed from a young age. Like, I just know there's something going on. I don't know what, and I would love to know. And I think with what Gus said today on 100% footy when he was talking, and look, this is the thing, is we were all hoping for, refs put the whistles away, let's play the game like we're meant to play, let it flow. Everyone's super happy. We're all like, this is great footy, this is great. And then when it matters most, they blow this couple ridiculous calls, and now for the whole rest of the week, that's all the whole footy media world's going to be talking about. It's all anyone remembers from Magic Round, apart from me. All I can remember is Cleary's try, it haunts my dreams. So this is like all the, and I just want to know I want to know what the fuck is happening, why this is happening the way it is. And it just
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. It makes sense.
Make it make sense. Someone, please.
It makes sense if the only way it makes sense is if something is going on in the background and they have this ulterior motive, and I don't know what the ulterior motive is, but that's the only way that situation seems to make sense week after week after week. It's the only thing I can put it down to.
They're telling us a different story to what they're telling the refs or the bunker.
Have full transparency, which I said last week. Literally have overlays where you're like, this is the on-field decision, this is why, and it meets that criteria. Like I said last week, it's not rocket science. You should be able to say, was there unmitigated, direct, impactful contact with the head? No.
Does Graham Annesley still do his Monday, Tuesday review?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
And that was good for a time, but they also used to fudge the results with that because they would never discuss the calls everyone was up in arms about. Yeah. Every Monday would come in righto, what was it? Let's dissect that as a group because everyone wants to know.
Did they get it wrong, or was it your interpretation that they got it right?
Everyone wants to know, how did we get to that? And they would never bring up the most controversial ones. I don't know if it's because they didn't want to look bad or if there's some sort of hypothesis with the power brokers that be that this is somehow going to affect the game in a secondary impact sort of way. Maybe this degrades trust in the game, but it has to be better than what they're doing at the moment. At the moment, it's just, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know it gets me fired up and all the rest of it, but I just know they're lying. I know there's something going on behind the scenes because otherwise they would be fully transparent with us.
Yeah, we need someone to break open the can of worms, Steve-O.
And you saw Gus, they all talk about, and if you want to go see it, it's on 100% footy. It's Gal and Gus clash about the Storm robbery. They've got these talking heads, and Cam Smith's got his certain alliances, with Storm, and I think that they do. I think the Storm...
Cam's a bit of a neutral...
Correct.
He said that they allowed Raiders to get back into the game.
That's exactly right. Didn't blame the referees, which I fully respect, because he is right that it was their
they shouldn't have got that close for it to go down to the wire, you know what I mean?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
They had an 18 or 12-point lead at half-time, something like that.
Yeah.
And it was that ill discipline. And you saw Craig Bellamy say the same thing, never once mentioned the officiating. And I think that, the Storm are masters in that perception and the way that, although the refs are still human, right? If you've got this the Ricky Stewarts of the world bashing the refs every press conference, subconsciously they start developing like not a hatred but like a dislike for you.
Yeah, when there's a 50-50, it's going the other way.
They'll go against you.
Yeah,
you know, like
100%.
You're an idiot if you don't think that happens.
Yeah.
That's just human psychology.
Yeah.
They're not robots.
Yeah.
So I think that Storm is very smart in that sense. They never ever blame the officiating, you know. But yeah, you got Gal, who's a big part of this media machine that is the NRL and the relationship between the commission, the ARL and the NRL and the referees. You know, he's playing this part of like, right, let's try and smooth this all over and not make it as bad as it is. You got Cam, who's like playing the side of the Storm.
Give a bit of reason to why it played out the way it did.
Exactly. And then you got Gus, who's because he's
just not having a fucking bar
He's
of
a
it.
planet of his own.
Yeah.
He can call it out for what it is and be like, he's like, were you, he literally, like they were trying to smooth it all over and he said, are you fucking embarrassed to see that? Like, and then like you get the real answer out of him. You know, Cam Smith said, I don't believe this, but there was a few people in the crowd that said that's a joke. You had Gal saying, no, I am embarrassed to say that that's the game that I played.
Yeah.
And he goes, but it's how the game's been reffed the last couple of years. And then Gus tried to get him out and saying like, but do you think that's right? And he goes, it doesn't matter whether I think it's right or not.
That's just how it's been officiated.
It's how it's been officiated.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, Steve-O, while you're all
that was a quick shit.
While you're all fired up, your
I left my vape in the toilet too. And I was too embarrassed to go back again.
No.
Well, someone can tax it.
But yeah, Steve, while you're riled up, your Bronx just looks super ugly, against
like
the
I
Panthers.
said, it wasn't a case of bipolar, like I said last week. It was a case of PTSD. I don't care what you bet on the Panthers after they scored that Cleary try. It was all over. I really thought we didn't have a hope in hell to come back. They were pretty rattled.
But they were just ugly the whole game, which is just, I don't know how they can go from 1 week to the next, like polar opposites.
Yeah. And I would like to know, because like Madge is this, and maybe we had too high hopes for him coming in, first year. Like Cameron Ciraldo, he had a rough first year. Andrew Webster over at the Waz.
Nicky Webster's old boy.
Nicky Webster's old boy. He's having a lot more success this year. Waz are third on the table, which
That's fucking
at the start of the year, no
too.
one even had them in their top 16.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, is that right? No.
Was it
Didn't
Doggies,
one of us-
Doggies, Raiders, Waz,
No
Storm?
one had them
I
top
think,
12.
4.
They had them bottom 4. Everyone had them placed
Yeah, that's
bottom
what I'm
4.
saying. Didn't we do top 4, bottom 4, and
Yeah,
Warriors were in there?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
sounds about right.
That's fucking spun.
Yeah. Yeah, so do you reckon they bounce back this week, Steve? I've got a little matchup. Games to watch if you can only watch a couple this weekend. One of them is Rabbits Bronx. Reynolds always coming up against their old team is always a good matchup.
Yep.
Got a bit of a point to prove.
And
Rabbitohs
I'm
playing.
a little bit worried about Jamie Humphries coming back this week.
Yeah.
He is the new superstar at the Rabbitohs. Wayne's underling that just seems to have been living on his every word and doing just that.
Yeah.
Along with Jai Gray, Latrell, I think
Trell's
is
back. Yep.
Didn't Jai Gray get pulled on
Nah.
the weekend?
I don't think so.
He definitely got subbed.
Did he?
1,000%. Because I was wondering where the fuck who
Is the
the
white headgear.
Rabbitohs play?
Is getting pulled and getting subbed the same thing?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's what.
Is it though? Or
Well, I'm
didn't go off for HIA or
not sure, but I know
you didn't watch it at all?
I know that when who scored that
He
hat
only
trick?
played 58 minutes,
Fletcher
bro.
Sharp.
So when he ran past the fullback did not look like Jai Gray. And when I said did not look like, he wasn't. He wasn't 5 foot with a white headgear on.
Yeah.
And I was like, where the fuck is Jai Gray? Because up until that point, my Magic Multi had hit.
Yes.
He
We
just
both
got
had Jai
subbed
Gray.
off, bro, on the play-by-play. So
Yep. Catcher, so he got
So,
pulled.
yeah,
See you,
look,
bro. Gotta go
you
to the
know,
toilet again. Catch ya.
Broncos, do love them. Going to tip them this weekend. Shout out to my boys.
I think the bookies have the odds too heavily
Far out.
favoured in Broncos' favour.
Especially with how they're playing. Jamie
So-
Humphries, Latrell back.
So at the time
Yeah, I
of
think the
time of
Rabbitohs at
recording,
$3.75 if you're a gambling man is value.
yeah, Broncos only $1.28, which
That
But them
line would be 11.5, wouldn't it?
them playing like they're playing every second week. This is the week they'll play really good. So maybe that is accurate.
Oh,
so
shit.
we'll see that. And yeah, another matchup to watch this week, everyone, is Raiders, who are currently in second place, paying $1.70, which I think is pretty blasphemy, versus my first place Doggies at $2.15 head to head. So I know Preston just got dumped
It's
for
in
4
Canberra.
weeks.
It's also in Canberra.
Yeah. Canberra's not too far from fucking Sydney, but
Yeah, I know, but that Canberra home stadium is something else.
it's a bit illichay down there in Canberra too.
Yep.
Cole
It's a bit
Palmer.
Eatswa.
Cole
Eat
Palmer,
swap
pack
up.
your jumper.
So Preston had an unreal game on the weekend.
The line is
yeah,
10
but
and a
he
half.
just got suspended for 4 weeks.
What did he get suspended for 4 weeks?
Yeah, it was like a crusher or something.
Is
bro.
Birdo coming back from suspension this week?
I'll tell you, brother.
I believe he is.
Line's
I
10 and a
think- I
half
think
for
he
Rabbits
is.
Bronx.
Like, there's a bit of value in that. $1.90 plus 10.5. I know Bronx can score them, but like,
Odd subject to
Yeah,
change. If
Birdo-
you're in South Australia, fuck off.
Birdo in.
yeah.
Yeah, Birdo in. Blake Wilson back in. Yeah, nice.
I wonder what's going on in the background with DCE.
What do you
That'll
mean?
just die down quickly.
Yeah.
Like, where's he going?
He's threatening, bro. Cease and desist.
Yeah.
What did we talk about? Fogarty going to Manly?
I can't believe the Raiders are letting him go.
Yeah. Did you
I know
see
they
his
got-
interview where he spoke to Ricky about it before it come out in the media, and Ricky it just told him all the facts that Raiders weren't giving him the offer he wanted, and Manly offered him this big deal, and
Yeah.
Ricky said you'd be stupid not to take it.
Did the
Like,
coach-
gave him a blessing.
Yeah.
Coach should have a big say in it, but
Yeah.
maybe they didn't.
Ricky wanted
they
to
didn't
do
just
his-
have the money that he wanted, sort of
Ricky
thing.
wanted to do the negotiating for Jamal with the Canberra fucking crew.
Yeah.
Like, Ricky's got this real strong relationship with the players, but I think that the reason he does have that strong relationship is that he uses his place of power to be respectful and say, like, mate, our budget can't afford that. You are playing the best footy you've played in a while.
But maybe there is that footy department, head office or management that just, they're going, this is the budget. He's going, he's worth this. They're going, brother, square peg, round hole. So,
And they've got it. They've got young and up. They've got people they've been training in the wind.
yeah.
What a saying.
While we're
Square
on all
peg,
that-
round hole.
The Tigers
Yeah.
did what we said, had
Oi.
that meeting, had the fucking little chat.
Yeah, they're
And
humming.
just- yeah.
Galvin looking slick too.
But they had that chat.
Yeah.
They all got together, and I think I saw something in the news about Luai said, like, we're all grown men. You need to answer
Just
for your
move on with it,
actions, and
yeah.
let's just fucking move on with it. And, like,
Blokes are good for that.
yeah, oh, fuck yeah, we are.
Whereas,
Yeah.
like, when females have a falling out with friends, it's never again. Whereas blokes can punch on, and then it's like, righto.
Well, that's the famous
Punch
thing.
on,
Is
play
like,
on.
punch on,
Yeah.
have a beer, schooner up. I'll shake you a
Yeah.
schooner afterwards. It's
Yeah.
like this. It's almost like the peak of emotion, and all the rage gets out, and then you feel this like.
and then you can sort of
calmness.
see eye to eye in a way.
Correct.
Yeah.
You need to get out there. Whereas with females, and this is not sexist, do a lot of the behind the scenes sort of like cunning sort of stuff.
Yeah,
So
bottle
there's
it all
never
up.
this real like confrontation where you tell each other what you really think.
Yeah.
You can't. It's behind the scenes.
Yes.
So like that's why I think that. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's
That's right.
move on.
Let's move on before I get in trouble.
UFC 315 this weekend,
Yeah, brother.
boys.
JDM, Jack Della Maddalena.
What do you like? What are you thinking?
Yeah.
I like
Vegas?
JDM's going to fuck Bilal up,
Is this,
I
one,
hope.
is this one in Vegas?
London. I think.
London,
Is it
really?
London town.
London, bro.
Is it London
And
town?
move out of London
I'm not
town.
actually sure, bro. I don't...
How do you even check that shit?
For some reason, I think it's in London.
Don't know.
But wouldn't they then have like fucking Paddy the Batty and all them fighting?
Betty?
Nah,
If it was in London? I know he just went the other
Just
week.
fought, yeah.
But who's the other big?
Well, it's saying 8 a.m. is the first fight on
Maybe that is London.
Sunday.
Nah,
No,
London's
that's
like
normal. That's normal.
Quebec, Canada.
oh,
Oh, Canada,
On
bro.
Quebec.
May 10.
Beautiful.
Marc-Andre Barrio.
Muhammad versus Della Maddalena.
Yeah, bro.
Who's Muhammad?
The
Bilal.
Gaminist fighter, not
Yeah.
only just a fighter, but also champion the UFC's ever
I just
seen.
don't...
What is he, a dad or?
He has fought something like 4 hours and 27 minutes in the octagon, never knocked someone down, never knocked someone out, has only
I just
submitted.
don't
plays are
know
safe?
how he's champion, bro. Like, he's just
I don't
shit.
know, man. He's just the work. Like he's just like he's chat shit. He bashes the UFC. Like,
What is he? Where's he from?
Palestine, actually.
Yeah, right.
Funnily enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, okay.
make sure the IDF don't
So,
get him.
so Madalena, he's Aussie, right?
Yeah, WA boy, boxer originally.
How's he?
Absolute tough cunt.
17 fight win streak.
In his win over Gilbert Burns.
Is he favourite or no?
No,
No.
bro. And that
Which
is
is
who my
value.
bet
That's
tech
good value,
is.
yeah.
Throw,
Ned tech.
throw that
So-
through the website.
Just
That
to
is-
talk about how tough some of these fighters are. When he fought Gilbert Burns, I think 2 fights ago, and he had to go in for surgery and all this sort of stuff, Gilbert kicked him and he checked it with his arm. Full compound fracture. Wasn't sticking out the skin, but fully broke the connection of the bone. Wasn't a fracture, full split. He ended up, and that was early in the fight, so round 1. He ended up going on to finish Gilbert in round 3.
How do they do that?
I
bro?
don't know,
Just chuck
man.
a big dollop of Vaso on there, brother. You'll be right, bro. Keep going.
What a
Adrenaline's
word.
a beautiful drug.
Because you can't bandage it up.
No,
right?
no, sorry, what I said, it didn't poke out, but it was
Yeah.
fully just like this arm was broken
Big dollop.
in half.
Just
What a
fill it in.
word. One of the great words. Dollop.
Dollop.
Yep.
Dollop.
Dollop of cream. I'll have a dollop of cream on
That'd be a
me.
good name for a horse, I reckon.
Shut.
Around the corner comes Dollop.
Dollop.
Dollop coming in. Dollop, 2% fat. Coming in hot.
I just want milk that tastes like real milk.
Really make only 2% fat. Dollop
Shout
coming in hot.
out Jose Aldo, still
Yep.
fighting when he's 50 years old and
Bro,
is a
you know
favourite.
what's so fucked, right? And Brando, you love this.
He's not actually 50, is he?
Bro, he would be
Bro, you'll love this, right?
getting on.
When he fought McGregor, he was the champion for 10 years.
Yeah, hadn't lost
He
in 10
fought
years.
McGregor 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that 2015?
Yeah, December
Fuck.
2015.
That's
That's
crazy.
fucking spun, bro.
I know, but look, it's fucked that he's still fighting. He was champion for 10 years.
Yeah. But he's still shredding, bro. He's still
So he's
winning.
been fighting for 20 years.
20 years since he was 19. He'd be 39 now.
Really?
So, like, he'd be one of the oldest fighters in the UFC.
Wow.
Um,
So load up on him or no?
No, I don't know.
I
but
don't know. I feel a bit funny about it.
he's
Why
still,
is he still going? Is he broke or something?
I don't know.
No, he just loves it.
Maybe he just loves punching
He just
cunts
loves
in
the
head.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
He
eh?
just loves punching cunts in the
Also,
head.
shout out Valentina Shevchenko. She's fighting in the co-main,
38.
which is
What a dog.
also also a roughie. Versus that Manon Ferro chick.
Shout
I
out.
think she's French bird. But Shevchenko, bro, 225. You'd be silly not to get on that. And when I say silly, bet responsibly. This isn't gambling advice.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Well,
But yeah, the main one's JDM, bro. Aussie
yeah,
boy.
JBM, Jordan Baker Moller.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
Jordan.
So you're going to kick on to watch that one, bro? Sunday, 8 a.m. You'll be just in the middle of your sesh, right?
No, he'll fight at about 4 o'clock. So
4 p.m.
I'll be in the. I'll be getting my 5th win about then.
Fifth win.
Yeah. Yep. Nice. I know we just done a deep dive down at the Heritage about the F1s, but yeah, I'd like to make an announcement that I'm officially an F1 fan.
Not as
After-
big as Evan, but
No, definitely
no,
not.
Evan's
And I'd never claim that.
Nah.
But just after the other week, sort of running it down in my little uneducated pea brain,
Yes.
going, what are these fucking chicks sharing these fucking graphics of all these F1 fucking things like they follow it? Sort of running it down unintentionally. Anyway, start Drive to Survive, go back to season 1. I was like, let's dabble in it, 2018. And yeah, I'm hooked.
nice.
I'm
bro.
hooked like a junkie, boys. Like, just once you start, you can't stop. And
Yeah,
it's just,
feel the steel, brother.
and I've now on my YouTube algorithm get recommended all these little 20-minute docos how the sport changed 10 years ago because it was on the decline, and this company bought it for so many billion, and now they've made it this like marketing, like you get
What's this
Marketing
F1?
machine.
yeah, F1, like 10 years ago, like the old CEO who was CEO for 30 years didn't believe in like promoting it as a young viewership or a young viewer's sport or whatever. And then this new company bought it basically started doing the behind the scenes videos with all the teams. They now do the audio comms comes through when you watch the race and yeah, all that sort of stuff. So it's interesting how that's changed in the last 10 years. And yeah, anyway, I'm very hooked on it. But yeah, on the weekend I chucked in the open group, Aussie boy Oscar Piastri. And yeah, bit of a smoke show. Can see why all these girls been sharing the shit.
Smoke shows,
Yeah.
the boys.
Yeah.
I was sort
The
of.
boys are
I
all
didn't-
smoke shows.
I think it's
Yeah.
the whole Cleary unfortunate looking man.
Yeah, unfortunate looking man.
You attribute their looks once you know how good they are at what they do.
Does that come from Friday? The unfortunate,
What an
yeah.
unfortunate looking
Yeah, I was like,
man.
that's the
That
best
should be
player
a
in the NRL.
meme.
She's like, what an unfortunate looking man.
So I didn't appreciate the absolute stud muffins in Formula One until I started watching Drive to Survive and started diving into a few of these athletes and yeah, Oscar Piastri, he's a little smoke show and yeah, there are a few.
Even
little,
old Daniel Ricciardo, like he
Just
was a
a-
smoke show.
yeah, in his prime,
Just
100%.
Not even in his prime. He's
Yeah.
still a good looking rooster now.
Yeah.
Two Aussie boys
Italian,
with
I
just two iconic Aussie names as well. Just
Yeah.
full blown Aussie.
Daniel Ricciardo.
Piastri and Ricardo.
Aren't they like both half Greek or something? or-
Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, I know.
Australia
and
just
Postecoglou.
Yeah, Gout.
Yeah.
Meat
Gout,
pies.
Gout, my boy.
Yeah.
Gout, my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
guys.
meat pies, Gout,
Yeah.
Postecoglou,
Yeah.
Piastri, Ricardo.
Did we talk about Gout
Zoo.
back in 10 seconds?
I think
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Fuck me,
Volkanovski, Zoo,
Yeah.
all these other big Australian names.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
But that
meat
just
pie,
sums up-
Lamington,
Yeah.
All of their names.
Postecoglou,
Yeah. Yeah.
Ricardo, Piastri.
Israel Adesanya.
Yeah.
Do we have any Australian
Do we have any
names?
Australians?
Wait,
Yeah.
Jack Della Maddalena. Like,
Yeah.
where's our John Smith?
Where's that
that
Jimmy
John-
Barnes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
I tell you what, though, although we give him a lot of shit, Nathan Cleary's got a pretty Australian name.
Yeah.
But
You
really?
could argue that's.
Cleary's Australian.
You could
Yeah,
argue.
but-
You could argue otherwise.
Yeah.
Bro, I remember having this theory when I was young.
Here we go.
Because I used to watch a lot of exports, like fucking skateboarding and fucking
Pepper
stuff.
X.
Yeah,
Did
Pepper
you used
X.
to watch a fair bit with your ex? Or?
Yeah,
it's mad.
yeah.
Triple
Yeah.
X, Vin Diesel. Let's go.
Shout out, Shani. Fucking.
Hope you're doing
Shannon.
well, babe.
Yeah, hope you're doing well.
Shannon Noel, what about me? Hope
Yeah,
you're doing well, babe.
shout out Shannon, yeah. And also shout out Shannon Noel. Bro, I had this theory that like if you had a unique name, you're more likely to become like famous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
I
a-
just thought like
Well, I
Well,
told
it's
you
like
that's
the old Armin Ra St. Brown.
yeah.
Like their family, his mum and dad's last name's just Brown, but
Yeah.
his dad thought Armin Ra St. Brown, like too hyphenated.
Yeah.
Just sounded like an athlete's
ramen.
name.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Oh boy, ramen.
yeah.
Funny you say that. Like, not that she's famous, but when people always ask her, like, why did your parents call you Friday?
Yeah.
It's because her dad literally said it sounds like a famous person's name. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, right. But there's a thing in
Yeah,
freaking
right.
there's a thing in Freakonomics where they literally say, like, if you give someone a name, do they live the life of the name?
Yeah.
Or does
wow.
like the name not have anything to do with it? And like it'd be like, you always talk about NRL names or like, your
power of the
NFL names,
name.
the power of the name. It's like this affirmation that you just constantly hear your whole life.
Wow.
It's like a Justin Bieber. You've never heard that
Bieber.
name before.
Yeah.
And now it's
Is there any other Biebers getting around?
I don't think
his
so.
cousins? I guess.
I've never heard of another Bieber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
You know
anyone
what
heard
I
of?
mean? It's like it's
Gigi Hadid.
Justin Bieber first of his name sort of shit.
Yeah. And to get into Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I wonder what Bieber Senior done for a living.
The old boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He obviously fucks.
Does JB?
He's got a few siblings.
Does
yeah.
he?
Yeah, he's got a few half siblings. They're only like young,
but he's the only child.
with the same mum and dad, I think. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, whereas the dad went on and had a few more kids. He's got a few half little beebs. So there's a few more beebs
A
getting
few
around there.
mudbloods getting around.
Yeah,
Few
yeah,
mud buds.
100,
Yeah.
100.
Man.
Well, boys, you want to get into some gambling brought to you by
Gambling.
Neds.
Neds gambling. Best
Yeah.
and only.
Well, we all had a terrible week last week.
Yeah, no sports gambling brought to you by Neds.
The best, the only.
I say Neds. You say gambling. Neds.
Oh,
Gambling.
Neds.
Gambling.
Yeah, last week was terrible.
Wow, triple L.
And maybe it's a bad omen in where like you carry the bet over. How I fucked up the dates and then said I'll just slide.
I don't know.
that to
Stiggs
next
was pretty
week.
confident on Arsenal.
Yeah, so they play again in the morning. So yeah, it was 1-0, which PSG scored within the 5 minutes, man. Which is fuck. So
Bro, that's another theory I had, or not that I had, but I
the
remember.
first and last 5 minutes of the
I
soccer
remember
game.
Roy Benson, shout out my accountant and
Yeah.
shout out my first soccer coach who used to make me run many laps around the field before back chatting. Being a smart ass and fucking up training. Sorry, Roy.
Hope you're doing well, babe.
He said goals always come within the first 5 minutes of the game or the last 5 minutes.
Wonder
of the game.
what the
Or
science
first 5
behind
minutes
that
of a
is.
half. First 5 minutes of a half and the last 5 minutes of a half.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I wonder what the science behind that is. Like, are you trying to just are they trying to do a bit extra there, whereas maybe they're playing it a bit safer during the
Yeah. Don't
during
know.
less to come on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Arsenal lost 1-0
Good theory.
PSG. So tomorrow morning will tell. So when you listen to this, it's probably already been on. So yeah, Arsenal need to win minimum by 2 points. I'm not sure what happens. Say if it gets to the end of regular and Arsenal are up 1-0, maybe then it goes because then the aggregate is 1-1.
1-0, yeah.
Or if it goes to Dotties, not sure. Do your own research.
Yeah.
Steve, yours was a bit of a fucking Barry Crocker, eh?
Yeah,
Your
man.
3-legger.
Did Lions win? I think Lions won.
I think they did.
Yeah.
But yeah, Storm, obviously we discussed they
Yeah.
got robbed in my
And
humble
fucking
opinion.
Bo Nickel, man, just look dust. I'm actually gonna go back when I go back
Yeah,
home.
something
I'm gonna go back-
happened to that camp.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back home and watch the post-match press conference with Uncle Dana because
Yeah,
apparently,
Lions won.
Dana.
what was the score? Sorry, bro.
Oh yeah, it was low scoring. It's fucking
Yeah.
dismal. 66-49 against the Suns. That's
the
pretty ugly.
49ers.
Yeah.
The Gold Coast 49ers.
Yep. Brock Purdy.
Yeah, but Bo Nickel shit the bed. Every cunt's feeding him. Apparently, Diana feeds him in the post match.
True.
What?
Yeah.
Just says what? He's just not up to it? Or?
Well, to Bo's fucking own a claim or a cord or whatever, fucking.
Well, he reckons he's himmy
Oh, he
nickel.
does. He talks about himself being Hemi Neutron all
He
the
said
time.
he.
Went
In
on Joe
those
Rogan.
exact words.
Went on Joe Rogan and literally talked for 2 hours about he's the new wave of UFC fighter.
He said he just needs one of him to take down the gorilla.
Yeah.
You know, the 100.
Yeah,
fucking-
I don't know where that shit comes from, but it just takes off something crazy.
And what the fuck? Like it's not even a good one.
Yeah.
Why not?
Like, but how many more interesting fucking would you rathers or whatever?
Yeah, for
Come,
sure.
we used to do would you rather on here.
Yeah. Who do you
This or
think?
that.
Yeah, this or that.
Who do you think would win though, the gorilla or the men?
100 men easily versus one gorilla.
He's on it. most people said the gorilla, but it's the men.
He is on
Why
it.
would it be the gorilla cunt?
Yeah,
you get,
no, well, they all just think like he's going to be a
you get a
fucking-
couple people to hold down each of the fucking arms and legs, and then cunts coming from the top rope, just going bang.
Top rope.
Yeah.
So
12 to 6, fucking
this
doors.
actual Australian gorilla expert came out and said you can't fit 100 men around a gorilla, obviously.
No.
So he said what you do is you just send them in waves of 5, and he said the first 10 waves of 5. would
You'd
get
go waves of 8 at least.
waves of 8, whatever. So he just reckons the first
Just get them beat up and then
first
just come
couple
in.
waves. He
Send
said the
Shaquille
gorilla
O'Neal
was
in the end, just go bang,
Yeah.
gun.
First couple waves, the gorilla would shred them to confetti, was his exact words.
Yeah.
He said, but after a couple, because it's the fucking thing weighs
Why
like
gorillas like
700 kilos.
built like they've just fucking been born at Norm's gym kind of.
Yeah. He reckons that after a couple minutes, because they're so big and they would be using so much energy,
They gas
they'd be
up.
that gassed that by wave 8, 9,
They'd
10,
just
11,
fucking
12, they're
curl
fucked.
over.
And then the human would just done.
Fucking just chin him.
Yeah.
Just coming from behind, rear naked choke.
Yeah,
fucking tap
fucking
you.
douche him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
douche.
Yeah, you wouldn't be to be in the first wave, but you're going to have to draw straws for that.
Oh,
Yeah,
bruh,
be like
100%.
Ward. You don't want to be in the first
First-
couple waves.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah, those ones at first one on
Gallipoli.
the beach at D-Day.
Shout out Gallipoli. Great movie with a young Mel Gibson in it. Wow. Watched it in
good.
English, cried.
Yeah.
All quiet on the western front.
Just passion, bro.
Another great movie.
Archie, him being a sprinter, and he's going, and he gets to the fucking end, brother. But then gets shot. Poor Archie. Spoiler alert: if you're watching Gallipoli tonight, or
Yep. If you're in South Australia, don't watch Gallipoli.
Righto.
Steve-O, you had the Rabbitohs 1-12 against the Knights. They got absolutely pummeled 30-4. That was
Yeah.
disgusting. Oh, but I like that bet, bro. That was a good.
Yeah,
that was
I'm not too
That was a
disappointed.
good, honest rugby
Good
league
bet.
bet.
Yeah.
Just didn't fall in the favour. So this week, we'll start with you, Steve. You reckon you've already got your bet tech act?
yeah, bro, just
Get my
talked
bet
about
tag,
him.
eh?
One of the
Yeah.
famous, iconic Australian cultural names: JDM, Jack Della Maddalena.
Della Maddalena,
270
go off.
275 against Sleepy Muhammad.
Yeah, fuck Muhammad.
Yeah, so
What's the sleepy part?
he's
Well, he's
just
gonna
fucking
put him to sleep.
No, he's just a
He's
fucking
just-
snooze fest.
Has he got,
cuss.
is he got
Snooze
bed head?
fest.
Or?
No,
Snooze
he's got
fest
no
Muhammad.
hair. He's just a snooze fest.
Yeah, right.
He's the worst.
He's boring to watch, eh? What's that paying, bro?
I would rather watch paint dry.
275 are the best.
Price is subject to change. If you're in South Australia, turn off the show.
Yeah.
Do not bet
Yeah.
on UFC.
Yep.
Just can I just give like a
Of course you can.
like a bet tech, but it's not my. I'm not putting my name to it, but
Yeah.
But I bet you like.
I really like.
Value soldier out the week.
Collingwood are paying $2 against the ninth place. Collingwood coming second on the ladder. Just pumped Lions, who were coming first on the ladder. Like
So all three of your legs just got done.
no,
Lions won,
last
Lions
no,
won.
Lions won, but Collingwood
about that.
pumped first place like 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah.
they're like, what I'm saying is they're playing gun footy. They're versing ninth place Fremantle, and Fremantle are favourites.
So why the odds don't reflect?
Do not know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's maybe because it's in Western Australia and there might be some
Yeah,
stats
but
out.
you won the last West Australia bet. Fucking Sydney Swans against Freo,
Yeah.
and they pumped. Or they
Yeah,
didn't
but
pump
maybe
Freo,
maybe there's like maybe
got a
Collingwood
bad
have this
record, or-
hoodoo over there.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because Lions like hadn't won at the MCG like that. They had that record where Lions hadn't won at the MCG
Since like
for
2003.
for like 20 years or some
Yeah,
shit.
it's
That is
crazy.
some hoodoo shit.
Like some fucking woo woo shit.
Woo woo.
Yeah.
Woo.
So anyway, that's just a bet tech. I like do
Woo.
with that what you will.
Nice.
Once again, that's not gambling advice. That's just
Steve
life
Askin.
advice.
Yeah, life advice. Boys, I've gone to the doggies. Hard to look past them. Yes, the Raiders are coming in second. Don't know how. Bit of a cheat on the weekend from the refs. But look, first, second, I think it'll be a good matchup. A bet I like, which would be a good one to add to a multi, is one of those try bets. Either team to win by less than 12.5 or more. Because I think it'll be a close game. But anyway, I'm going to stick with my faithful. Doggies to win, head-to-head, $2.05.
Do they have the markets up?
Yeah, $2.05. I'm just not sure.
Yeah, but that try bet market,
Not sure if it's up right now, but yeah.
202 markets out. My boy.
My balls. What do you got, Steve-O?
I was going to go the Titans. 265 against.
You remembered the Titans, eh?
Yeah, I remember the Titans.
And what
Great
did you remember
sports
about
film.
them?
Cried.
David Fafita's playing Q Cup.
Yeah, no, I'm not too concerned about that. They're playing the Knights, aren't they?
Or did he get named?
No, he didn't get named. He's got an ankle injury. He's in Q Cup.
Yeah. Yeah, could
But I'm
be.
now thinking, because of how terrible we are, if I just betted the opposite bet of what you guys bet, I'd win.
Yeah. So who,
Well-
so who are you going to
So
go
sorry,
to
what was your bet?
Doggies.
Doggies.
Well,
So
no.
Raiders are paying
So I go
$1.70.
Raiders and to win by 12.5.
No, it's the other way around. If we bet the opposite of what you bet,
I bet
we would win.
you'd win. But the only thing is, like, sometimes
Because
the opposite of what I bet won't be over
But
$2.
if you bet Raiders into, who did you have, Steve?
JDM.
Into the other fella.
Yeah.
Raiders could win, but then he could lose. So then you would
Yeah.
lose technically.
Yeah. But if I go Raiders, Bilal Muhammad, that'll get over $2.
Yeah.
But you both lose a lot, as well as me.
Well, Brando.
But that's what
So I'm
saying.
going to do, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the opposite bet this week.
Brando only loses 50% of the time.
That's okay. I'm going to go. Ready? Here we go.
Hey.
Here we go. We're going to go the Knights, which is the opposite of what I wanted.
Yeah.
We're going to go.
Just
which is
remember, bro,
$1.48.
you're sleeping in this place.
Yeah.
I
No
know,
lines
You
on.
got to take this seriously,
We're
bro.
going to go
You
the
might come
Raiders.
out fucking possessed, bro.
We're going the Raiders, and we're going to go Bilal Muhammad because I'm sick of fucking losing all the time.
Well, that just doesn't sound like
Shush.
a winning bet, bro.
Shush.
Shush.
Nothing makes sense. All right, the opposite bet gets you 384. And that's what I'm putting on this week. The Newcastle Knights to win, the Canberra Raiders to win, and Bilal Muhammad's Sleepy Snooze Fest to win.
Good luck to you, bro.
Captain Snooze.
Thanks.
So if you're looking for good bets this week, don't put that on, is what he's trying to say in a roundabout way.
Bro, where is that market?
Yeah, it's always hidden.
Yeah.
It's always hidden.
It's like a little fucking...
Puzzle piece.
It's like a little hidden menu market, you know?
Yeah. I think
Anyway,
it's... Yeah.
I think
We'll
that's
try,
us out.
we'll try find it off air, but... Yeah. No, is that us? Just remember... Price is always subject to change that we read out on the episode. Check the T's and C's on Ned's website. And if you are in South Australia, you cannot gamble on the UFC.
And
How's the open groups going?
It's good. We're nearly at the half
Yep.
thousand.
Sneaky Punts got another big $41 multi on the weekend.
Really?
We had Jason Moore with another $40-something multi on the weekend. I myself got a $10 multi on the weekend.
I got
We
Piastri.
had winners
I got
left-
Piastri gritty
Yep.
fucking $4 to win the Miami Grand Prix.
Yeah, so we had fucking guys.
Nice.
Get in there, follow what you can.
The ROIs are up.
responsibly.
Yeah.
The ROIs are up.
All right.
Nonetheless,
See you
Bet with
next
Ned.
week.
Brought to you by Ned. Shout out Ned. Bye,
thanks
Ned.
everyone in the open group.
Bye, Ned.
Yeah. Bye, Nedley.
Bye-bye.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website